Dr. Debdas, welcome to Nai Dunia. We have been talking about the history of the Baha'i Faith in West Bengal, especially in the 1970s. And then your pioneering to Tripura in 1979 and your marriage in 81. And we will continue this discussion. And perhaps today you can summarize what you know about Baha'i activities in West Bengal and how was it in Tripura and what is the situation today in Tripura?
Well, thank you, Professor Anil. Let me speak fluently in a nutshell about the West Bengal. When I was become Baha'i in 1975, at the last month, I think previously I said it was on 25th December. Then I just recall, and so it was a Sunday, and it was a 28th December, I think, 28th December. And there my life started, and that time two local assemblies were there. One is in Kamarhati, another is in Calcutta. And then later I came to know that there is another local spiritual assembly in Chandnagar, 24 Parganas. Or maybe there was other local assembly, but it was not known to me. And a very few Baha'is were there in whole of West Bengal. Maybe I could see that time 40, 50 Baha'is, including large number in Kamarhati, then second is in Calcutta, and here and there like this. I know Bablu Ghosh was from Chandnagar only.
Local assembly, the first local assembly, when was it formed?
I think first local spiritual assembly was formed in 1947.
That was
in Kamarhati. Kamarhati. And you know, the first Baha'i martyrs also took place in Kamarhati in 1949. Whose name I forgot actually. Maybe you can collect it later on. But I'm not going to say details, all these things. In a nutshell, I will tell you. But then slowly, due to Mr. Mark Brubeck and Helen Brubeck, and then we joined with Mita Kazi, Astarkwe, and then two brothers, Kamran Hemati and Hesmat Hemati. We started a teaching campaign whole of West Bengal. We started from the Santiniketan University. My life started. Before that, of course, I had a deepening classes in Bentic Street in West Bengal, then went to Rajgir in Nalanda in Bihar, where Janabe Coldwell took class on Hidden Words, 7 days. After that, I think we started the teaching campaign with all these friends that I mentioned. We went to Santiniketan, and then Santiniketan we made Bolpur, and there we met number of Baha'is, and we went 2-3 villages, and Lucas Spiritual Assembly was formed. And after that, we moved to Bankura, Purulia, Mendapur, all these places we went. And Bankura went, and then there was, I said, mentioned that Ashish Mukherjee and Salil Bose from Katra, they become Baha'i. And not only they become Baha'i, soon after that, especially Ashish was engaged in the teaching field with us. He was leading us. First he went to Saldia, and then from Saldia to the Parui, Puncha, Dumudi, Purulia, that I remember. And from there we came back to Khatara again, and then Ashish, Salil Bose, and so on. It is till 1977. And these 2 years, it was hundreds of declaration was taken place, and number of local spiritual assemblies were formed throughout Bengal. And there was a momentum and tempo of the flow of the new followers of Baha'u'llah. Most of them came with the aspirations of the beautiful teachings of Baha'u'llah for the unity of mankind. oneness of man, oneness of God, and oneness of religion. They did not know much more about the history, neither me, but we used to talk about much about the Bab's arrival and his martyrdom, and then later on a few words about Baha'u'llah and his writings. Somehow like this. But these contributions took place in Bengal is not that alone we did, but is really tremendous intellectual activities was from Ashish Mukherjee, Salil Bose, and when they came and there were a number of good souls when took the in charge, then arrival of Windy Atkinson, Alison Atkinson from New Zealand, Alison Atkinson and Windy Atkinson, they came in my area and we had to spend 1 year around. From there, 1977 later part and then 1978, Spain, and then 15 days I spent at a time at a full strength. I did not move anywhere. That was in Kamarati. That time is so beautiful. The friends were there. 19-day feast used to take place, and a number of activities used to take place. We used to visit new houses there, especially the Baha'is over there from the Muslim background. So when they approached to the Hindu background people, they couldn't accept. They were thinking that is a sect of Islam or something is like that. Hence, I was from the Hindu background, and with me, Surajit Mandal was there. Two fellows were there. And I went to the Hindu residence and had a beautiful conversation, discussions, and which took place. And after 15 days, actually, I left. And then I went to the Gulabagh University for one of the deepening class. That time, East India project was going on, and Dr. Vasudevan Nair was a project director. So that I mentioned already. And so that after that, the number of when beautiful souls took in charge of the faith, like Salil Bose, Ashish Mukherjee, Sapon, I forgot his title from Santiniketan, a number of. And then later on, Subhas Sarkar, Kamal Mahato, all these peoples, they joined to the faith. And then I could see that now tempo and momentum has taken place in West Bengal. And when I was named as a pioneer to open to the Northeast, especially to go to Agartala and open it, as I mentioned, I didn't know, but I went. And all these things, And then there, again, Mr. and Mrs. Banmali Jana, Jaya Jana, KB Siddhan, they, along with me, we had a beautiful teachings everywhere in Tripura. Especially myself, I was moving. Then later on, when I opened the school, Banmali and Jaya, both they have taken in charge of that school, and they used to go whole South Tripura. And then Siddhan and B.R. Singh used to look after the Dharmanagar by residents over there. And I used to move from one corner to another corner, So like that it was going on till 1996, the inception of the training institute. Now, if you ask me that what happened to the Baha'is of that area, that period, all are there. But they could not continue. There are two reasons according to my understanding. And not only in Tripura, everywhere you could see that we have lost many beautiful souls because of that they could not accept the new flow, the new concept of the training institute. This is one. Second thing that neither they had a time to be together 5 days, 7 days, 10 days to finish the Rui books. So that new youth, they have come and they also lose the contact with the old Baha'is, including me. So like that, it is we could not see much, but still, so many are there, and anywhere go and talk about the faith, they mention about that period and the friends. But transformation that really has taken place in 1996 by the inception of the institute process. And, I used to always have a divine assistance, knowingly or unknowingly. I am incapable fellow. I always feel that really it was not my anything to do with this victory, but it is a divine assistance and the assistance of the friend, those who was given time unquestionably. And I whenever I take any steps for any kind of projects or anything else, I give my heart and soul to. I see the end of it, and by that, the devotional gathering. When first 4 years, the House of Justice told only to train the human resources, but after the training, what to do, it was not properly mentioned or clear. But what I did as a coordinator, and my two assistant coordinator was Uttam Mitra and Vishwajit Sinha was there, we started the devotional gathering. Even not only the time of institute process, but before that we have started. But the momentum and huge way it was a devotional gathering took place since 1996, not only to the Baha'is, but to see that the non-Baha'i friends, they used to invite us when there is any sick person or any kind of person dead, and they came to the Baha'is that got a beautiful mantra, means prayer, and they could say like that. They invite us. And we used to attend like a 70, 80, something 100 people cross throughout, especially in Udaipur, Belonia, Agartala. It was really, if I remember all those days, the tears comes from my eyes with the happiness. Actually, Uttam and Vishwajit later on become Bahai. Uttam become Bahai little earlier, 92, 90, no, 89, 90, like that. But the youths, when they came as a student, then I focused only the youths. Why? Because I could see that elders, those who came in the faith, not only in Tripura but everywhere, they were so much occupied in their personal life, like a cultivator, even those who are service holder, and then their families, and then their other way, they could not give time like at a stage has to give, and and then sometimes it is they missed, the good fragrance of the divinity. So then I just close my eyes and plan what to do. Then I just made a vision for the future. Then I whole focus to the youth, like a school going children, college going children. Among of them was Uttam Mitra, who is today counselor, Vishwajit Sinha, who is now in Canada, and Manish Dev. His handwriting was beautiful. I brought him in Agartala from Belonia. I told that you study in the college and come to the office to write a letter to the Baha'is. New Baha'is, when they become, then we send them welcome letter in postcard. That time nothing was there, So these are all the communication. And he used to come. After the college used to come. And we did not have money to give the friends today as we have a friends to give money to the somehow helping to the office staff and this and that. In those days, nothing was there. It was all volunteer, And so Manish was kind enough to come, and Shamir Baidya, there is another very dedicated Baha'i was there. He was from South Tripura, but later on he came and settled in Agartala. Even, the Ruhi book, when it did not come properly, not yet translated, then there was a book called Teacher's Training Manual, in which three books were together, Ruhi 1, 2, and 3, in the yellow color. You remember, Anil?
Yes.
So from there, this Samir is to make it typewriting, type is to make. And from that is to make it a cycle style. And that cycle style book we used to give to the participants, and then we used to study for a few months like that, till the Bengali translation has come and the originating English way it has come. What I understand that book number 1 is a spiritual foundation. As a human, when we come in the presence of the manifestation of God, and when we immerse in His words, then we try to understand the spiritualness. And according to me, the whole journey of our soul is a spiritual transformation. And it is not one day, 1 month, or a certain given year. It needs continuous effort. I say continuous effort because if you stop, then you will be mixed up with the filthy water, and you may lose. So by hook or crook, you have to be with the flow. If you are persistent with that, then your life will be alive as a Baha'i, irrespective of any kind of problem or crisis come within and without. Is not that always the without problem is to deter our progress, but sometimes it is more dangerous when is inside the problems comes and we cannot withstand or we cannot solve it. Sometimes it is lack of our tackling. Many friends we lost. Sometimes many of them has come by their own effort. The
What
mysterious.
what do you think is the what do you think is the most beautiful thing about the institute courses?
I believe that there are a lot of books, but unless and until a person firmly understand the essence of the Ruhi Book 1, other books, whatever you study, it is not going to give that kind of input. This is my understanding. So I always, till today, I always stress on the friends, every moment of your life, you carry the book number 1 is like your Bible. And wherever it is possible, take one quotations and have a discussion. It will not only illumine your own soul, but it will be illumining the people, those who are listening or participating in that. That you can say any form, systematic study circle or unsystematic, but you need to have in touch with the Ruhi Book 1. Now, these are all collective. It is mostly from gleanings from the writings of Baha'u'llah, hidden words, prayer book. It is collections and the gem, each and everything. So, yes, book number 1, when you do and transform, then you go to the book number 2, which is arise to serve, then you go to the field. Because unless and until you are in the teaching field, no perfection will come, no transformation will come, whatever way you try. And again, Anil, this is my understanding. Of course, then we know that time after book number 2, I used to make a lot of project because the children of today, because I have 15 to 20,000 children, Baha'i spiritual children in Tripura. I could see that now those youth, now they got beautiful education, they got beautiful government services, and non-governmental services. They all got Baha'i marriage. Now they have a children, and they are all firmly established so far. I pray every day for them because we don't know
So
when our
one question I want to ask you, what brings the whole families to the faith?
oh, that is what I said, that I did focus to an individual youth. And I had a vision that these youth, if properly trained and if they understand, then they will be the changing agent because they will get good job or not, they will get married, and from that marriage, the offspring, whatever it will come, they'll be also, because what we do, when a Baha'i woman is pregnant, the day before, so they used to say there is a special prayer for the protection of the sibling. So that aspirations, they creep up. That is my vision.
So
And
how
then
do you think
that way the family is
you,
established.
you think in Tripura the Baha'i faith has contributed to its progress and development?
Is your question?
Yes. How do you think the Baha'i faith has contributed to the development of Tripura?
Everything. Because you cannot see the changes only in the Baha'is. Because I believe the whole world is Baha'i. Now, somebody knows the sun is shining and somebody is still sleeping. This is a different issue. As the sun when rise is vibrate the whole created beings and give the new impetus, like the divine revelation when comes, it is up to you. That is your matter. It is none of my business. That is the things is changing. Even I could see when I went to Tripura, there was only one communication was there, only the air. And that was a focus friendship, something like that. 27 people at a time is to carry, and that is once in a day. And the fare was 125. Now I think every day there are 10 flights goes, minimum. And almost all flights are full. Now the rail line also established, which wasn't there. The bus services, the road, everything, materially, sorry, progress like anything. But lacking is what? The very meaning of life. And that is what Baha'u'llah says. The material and spiritual should be balanced. You cannot say only the material things will give your life. Neither you can see only the spiritualness. Because of the society we live, there is a need a balance. And when this balance we maintain, the life is beautiful. And that is what the Baha'is in Tripura you could see. I'm not going to talk about other places, though I have visited so many countries, so many places in India, but I have no right to talk much about other places. Because Tripura I can talk because it's my children, spiritual children. And my success is their success. And their success is my success. I can't forget the friends given their time, like K.B. Siddhan, you talk about Mr. Bonmalijana, Mrs. Jaya Jana, later on Sridevi, and then the local friends like Uttam Mitra, Biswajit Sinha, Manish Dev, so on, Bandhu Prasad Rai, Gopal Nath, so many, later on Dilip Das, Uttam Das, Shibu Das. One stage by one group is settled, everything is okay, then I try to bring the new group. And not leaving the old group, I put them together. And that is how it is today, we could see. And also it is a goodness with the friends of Tripura. They live together in love and unity, in spiritual fragrance. That is why you could see that Tripura is that much progress. I give simple example. You have visited number of a time when you was a member of the National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of India. Then again you came when I called you, being a secretary of the local spiritual assembly of the Baha'is of Agartala, to organize a summer school. You have participated. I cannot forget that your contribution. I cannot forget about Afshin contribution. I cannot forget about the Jabbar Adel Khan's contributions. And then you could see that beautiful Baha'is in Tripura. Many of you many times ask, Debdas, how it is possible that Tripura is so beautiful? And everything we do in Tripura, all are self-supported. Recently, you visited, the winter school.
Yes.
This is self-supported. Now the summer school is when family conference is going to take place. So of course it is now different. It's full of study in Udaipur, and already friend contributed. They do what thing they announce in the group
So,
about the whole budget, and then everybody contribute. Some rice, some dal, some fish, some meat, some cook, all these things, and it is so nice to see. I'm really
could I
delighted.
say then, say, because we are short of time, the faith
Mm.
in Tripura is well established, it is well known, and friends themselves now are making efforts, and the faith is progressing, and also it is contributed to the positivity of the state and the development of the state, because Baha'is are apolitical and we only work for the welfare of whole humanity. So let's talk about the current situation of the faith and how the Baha'i activities have been received by the people of Tripura.
Uh, I think that I have spoken enough about the foundations of the faith in Tripura. But till then, I will tell you this is one section of the peoples I try to give more focus. But then I thought to bring or to give awareness to the higher strata of the society and the interfaith. Hence, I tried to contact with other religious organizations, and in 1980, uh, 1984, I think 83, first there was a all religions conference organized by the local spiritual assembly of the Baha'is of Agartala in Tulsivati Hall, where the different leaders from the different faith came and spoke. So that was a contract. And then I tried to give faith to the ministers, to the high level of officials like DM, SDM, all these things was going on. And what happened in, say, 15 years ago, that from the Nirmala Shishu Bhavan, that from Mother Teresa, they have come to my wife's school in Agartala and in search of me. I was not there. I was outside, and they just pleaded. They said, "We want Sir to come because we want to give him honor uh, in Nirmala Shishu Bhavan." The sister has decided. So when I came and when it is said, uh, then of course, I accepted and I went. And before that, one more program was from the Consumer Forum, because people, as you say, I said many times that we did not find Baha'u'llah. Baha'u'llah finds us. You know, he has found us. Likewise, once I started, then after that, people came in search of me. So likewise, there was from one of the founder of the Consumer Forums. He came in 2002 and invited me to that NGOs, where I went and spoke about the Baha'i way of working with the society. how to act. I don't have much knowledge about social action as today we have, but in general, what I understood, I spoke, everybody liked. Especially, I think I talked about the laws of the rules and regulations of a government, how to be fostering and to give awareness to the peoples and peoples in return to obedience. And it should be started from a family, from the village. And I talked about much about how to engage the villagers to the work in to be materially, they will be sound. So like that. And then from 2010, I completely busy with the higher state of society and interfaith meeting. So every 2 months there is a all religious meet.
Yes.
And I used to go and talk, and I'm very known Baha'i Faith to everywhere. This year, what happened? International Association of the Religious Forum to celebrate every year birth anniversary of Twin Manifestation of God, and they have celebrated this year, and they will do every year. Now it was decided. Then I met two members of our Baha'i community, in one live member to the International Religious Freedom, and another is a general member, Mr. Manish Dev and Kamal Sutradhar. So I am just enjoying, not doing that kind of things. And another thing, when pandemic came, when nobody could do anything, then with the help of the Uttam Mitra, that then he was a secretary of the State Bahai Council, now he's a counselor. He asked me, Dada, you do something deepening to the friends, as you cannot go to the villages and this and that. Also, I had a second heart attack. I was in the hospital in the what is called it, the ventilations. I came out, and then I started in 2020. I have given a name, a divine discourse, and we started with the hidden words, where the peoples not only from different parts of India, but from other parts of the country, world, like from London, from Bangladesh, from Malaysia, from Cambodia, they took participation, and it was nicely until it is going on uninterrupted. And I know it is a morning 7:55 to 9:15, except Saturday and Sunday. And where all the old haggards like me and my elder, they will sit and study the messages of the House of Justice. And then it is very difficult to sit and study and understand like a Don Baker, like a God Passes By, because it's very thin book, these are all, no? You need, so that when group you study, you could finish those old books. So we have done so. Presently, we are studying the 28th November of 2023, the message of the universal justice addressed to an individual believer. Is so beautiful, and we requested A.K. Martin, Dr. A.K. Martin, to facilitate, and he is doing so, and it is still continuing. We are very much going depth of each and every sentence uttered by the universal of justice in the present context. So yes, and then first the pilgrims, they were trying to go and could not success, and finally they came to Savitri. They please tell to Dada to take the first group to the Holy Land, so that when he called, then that time Councillor Jabbar Khani. So I was happy, and I have accepted.
Which year was that?
It is 2017. The first group of pilgrimage, I had been many times. My question is different, even my wife also. But this group taking, it was a different kind of joy, you know, so much joy that really I can't express in words. And then 22 and one friend from Kerala, 23 friends total, we went for the pilgrimage in 2017. And even in that year, I lost my wife because I remember that soon after we reached from Holy Land, and then in the month of May and 19th, I think we have returned. And then 28, there was the ascensions of Baha'u'llah, because during ascension of Baha'u'llah, that it is my wife's initiative every year. She invites the friends to come and have a dinner and then study together. And then we used to celebrate, commemorate after prayer, like a 4 o'clock, 4:30, they go. So this is how it happens. And yes, uh, she's in good place. And, I have only one daughter, wholly done by the blessings of God. She got married in a beautiful family called Rehani family in Auckland. It is almost 20 years ago. She has got two beautiful kids, son, Ryan and Jason. Now I am moving one place to another place. Doctors are wondering how it is possible for Debdas to arrive. And but it is in the hands of God. I don't know. You also know very well that it is a surprise. Maybe I did not do
So,
anything.
Devdas,
One thing I will tell you,
can
one
you
thing I will
can
tell you,
you
Anil,
tell us a bit about the contact with the higher authorities in Tripura?
they were a very good peoples and good attitudes toward the faith. No such problem, but there will be some, here and there problems will be there. Sometimes the tree doesn't do anything, but the branches of the tree do many things. So like
Mhm.
that it happened. But above all, the government you talk, the government officials you talk, is very good towards the Baha'is, and we do not have such problem in Tripura, as I said, except
Are
here and
some
there.
are some local assemblies registered?
Yes, yes. I think 3, 4 local spiritual assemblies registered under the Society Act, and the first one is in Agartala in 2002, and then later on Belonia, Udaipur, Dharmanagar, I think. So yeah,
And do you have other properties like Gulistan?
that is only the sadness. I don't know what is the will of God, because we tried our best to have a Gulistan. Even I personally, when there was no fund, I have purchased some land, the tribal land in the name of one tribe. But that when we wanted to say that this would be the Bahai Samadhi, Gulistan, and they did not agree. So we lost that. And then the Baha'is of Udaipur, with the help of the other Baha'is of the state and major contributions from Jinnah Saraji and Nand Khemani, we purchased the land in Brilliant Star School. But that also we could not hold because of the villagers. I told you some people will be there always. We don't know how and what. And that's why the last moment of my, because that in those days the aspirations of the pioneers were there, that to go there, stay there and die there. So that kind of concept still I am bearing, my wife was bearing, and she told that last moment that I wanted to go to Calcutta. Take me somehow to Calcutta hospital. So she was around 2 months in the ICU in Agartala, one of the famous called nursing home called hospital called ILS hospital. But she was not able to come because doctor said that no, in this way. Then I suggested we will take her to air ambulance. But till doctor did not permit. Then what happened? My wife talked with my daughter because she did not see the grandchild. by physically, because both the children when were born, I used to go. Where she cannot travel, she couldn't travel. So she phoned that, better only can you come with the family? I don't know, my health is not up to, but she was always smiling.
Hmm.
I remember the doctor came and told me when she put in the ventilation, I told that what nonsense. How many days you will put her in the ventilation? You will push, 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 take out. And then doctor smiled and told that, she he says that, he's one of the famous pulmonologists, and he says that, if I had a little chance to give life, I could have bring back Didi. See, he used to call me Didi. And the reason is that thousands of patients I have seen, I treated, but like Didi, I did not get a single one. Severe pain, severe problem, I know as a doctor, when I come to see her, before I could ask, she will tell, "Good morning, doctor, how are you?" That every night I used to think how it is. And so that kind of what is called uh, feeling with the staff, the nurse. When she passed away, everybody was weeping. Many, like the whole hospital was weeping. Soon after that, my daughter and family came, and when she could see, then she got little spirit. And then doctor told, now this is the time to take her to Calcutta by air ambulance. Now it is yes, you can take. So accordingly, we came,
So,
and
Dr. Debdas, what is the, for example, contribution of Baha'is in education in Tripura?
in the Baha'i Faith, you do not have missionaries, not paid workers. Whole life you can live.
We don't have
So
priesthood
I was,
or mullah
and neither
classes or
priesthood.
pandits.
Yes, yes. It is a voluntarily contributions, in cash or kind or time. So as I went as a pioneer, but soon after that, we were thinking after marriage how to survive. And in Tripura, there is a education institution and forest education, forest department, and there is not much possibility. I am not going to get a job over there because I am from the different state, and I was not even. I never until today. I cannot work under anything. You know. So then my wife started with me and started in 1983 the small nursery school in Agartala. Not only help ourselves, but to give opportunity to some youths, those who can come and get the help little bit financially. So that is how our education started. And before that, as I said, the first Baha'i primary school was established in Dharmanagar 1979 by the inspirations of Shirin Boman, then councillor, and with our help and especially the initiative of Mr. B.R. Singh, Balaram Singh. Somehow that is because of the political chaos, we had to close that and sold out that land. But then again, 1983, we established a school in Agartala. Then 1985, I established schools in Udaipur. And in Udaipur, the first ever English medium school was founded by me. And then I have given the inspiration to the many youths educated. Why don't you start the nursery school in your own area to not only to be self-supported but also to help other Baha'i friends, those who are capable. And so
So
likewise
how
started.
many such ventures? How many such
I think
ventures are there?
now 12 to 15 schools we have in Tripura. And now 2005, Mrs. Sarabji expressed her desire to enter in the education field. She told me that Devdas, I tried in Agartala with the help of other friends, but could not succeed. Uh, can you give your school so that I can enter? Because now you are also not well, good health and this and that. I said, it's fine. So, but then myself and my own daughter and my wife, because whatever I do, I used to consult with the family member what to do. And then somehow it was saw the land and everything, train all the teachers, students have given the gun. And they established 2007 one of the biggest institution in Tripura known as Bahai Brilliant Study School. And a Brilliant Study School, whatever you school start by the Baha'is, it will be known as a Baha'i school. Even my school name is a New Garden English School. We applied, but when applications approved, it was written New Garden Baha'i School. Because Devdas started, it is a Baha'i school, no problem. It was this
Now,
thing, but
let's talk about the impact of the um moral classes, Baha'i classes for children,
children want that.
and the other core activities like junior youth empowerment program, and also the Ruhi courses for the adults. What is the impact of these? How far have you reached? How many people have gone through these courses?
From my time until today, I think more than 7,000 people, they went through the different courses of the faith. Uh, but how many is remaining, how many is not remaining, I cannot tell, because I said that I am not in that institutional way. I am none now, uh, neither in the State Baha'i Council or the institute process or not in the local assembly, not anywhere.
So
So it is, I cannot tell you.
what kind of changes happened in the lives of these children, and then they became junior youth and adults? So it's a maybe history of 20-25 years since the institute courses started.
But
So
25,
kind
it is
of,
a 45 years history. History, when you talk from the inceptions of the faith,
no, I'm
you
talking
cannot
about
take it
the
from the middle.
institute, the Baha'i
Institute process, yes. I
institute
will
process.
tell you what impact has taken place. Now, normally what happened, not only Baha'i marriage, but the Baha'i anniversary, the child when he was born, child when he's having the birthday, if anybody died in that Baha'i family, everything is to celebrate or commemorate through the devotional gathering. This is one of the impact where the non-Baha'is is to take part along with this. It is a biggest achievement. Everybody knows, neighborhood, that there is a program that Baha'is are having this kind of, the child was born and his birthday celebrating. So this is one of the impact that you could see, I don't know, the first ever in India, I think this is in Tripura started, if my knowledge is good, otherwise if it is a poor knowledge. Then yes, the second generation Baha'is are coming up. They don't know anything uh, except Baha'i Faith, taking part in the 19th peace, in the institute process, like a junior youth, and the Baha'i children classes. So many, uncountable. And I can see the stage is set for the next generation to take in charge after 2 years.
So,
Yes.
do you think there are some people who were enrolled in the children classes in your community and then went on to junior youth classes and then to Ruhi curriculum, and now they are
Yes,
active Baha'is,
yes.
or they are in positions, to teach others or to help others on the institutions?
Yes, yes, it's very much. I will tell you two incidents. Uh, the second generation, by 15 years, they came to the center and in celebration way they declare, and where they invited me, that some used to call me Boda Papa, some used to call J. J means eldest of my father. Uh, then, uncle, Dada. come for these things he wanted to declare, he wanted to declare. So that kind of things is taken place in Tripura. And you cannot say it is a simple achievement. But Baha'i society is not only the separate from the society that they live in, but it is amalgamated, It is how it is amalgamated because the non-Baha'is is to come and celebrate the Baha'i thoughts or by this thing. Now, social action also is taken place in many ways in Tripura, particularly in Agartala, in Belunia, in Dharmanagar, in Udaipur. And you could see that the Baha'is of my age or my time, if I'm not a pioneer or if my um, force I'm not in the faith, will be nowhere after some time, The new generation come, then there will be a tussle, the transformation of the energy, the power, and everything. In the
And
Baha'i
also,
faith,
do you think that these courses have helped in character building? For example, there are a lot of things in society like drugs and like drinking, alcohol, gambling, and other things. And are the Baha'i youths different? Baha'i children different? Baha'i community different?
except me, Anil, all are fantastic. They never can think, forget about taking. All credit goes to their parents. I told you the children's, the junior youth or youth today, they of the mixing up, they know that if I go there, I'll be spoiled and this. Everybody understood that each and individual, they are responsible for their life and they are responsible to God of their eternal life. That is, I can tell in nutshell. Everyone, not a single one. Of course, there are those who are in process, in visualized, those who are on the path of spirituality. It is not for everyone. And I am no one to judge.
So, thank you. Thank you, Devdas. I think this was very beautiful discussion. And we talked about the Baha'i core activities now, that is Baha'i children classes. We talked about Junior Youth Empowerment Program. We talked about Ruhi Institute. We talked about social discourses that you had with like in Interfaith and other organizations, Consumers Forum, and also social action in the field of education, especially. And now, hopefully, it will go into other fields like environment and agriculture. So it has been a long journey, and you must be very happy to see how the Baha'i community has grown, transformed, and is taking charge of the faith of God and
Absolutely,
sharing it
absolutely.
with others.
That's why I am peaceful to die. But Bawala doesn't want to take me. He says, no, you have to become more spoiled. One thing, Anil, I don't know you have got that experience or not. When we study the history of the faith, we always mention about the crisis and victory.
True.
Now, I could see the crisis and victory being through an individual's life progress. And in my life, I will tell you, if it wasn't the blessings of Almighty, if it was not my jid means I don't know what is in English, money,
Your
stubbornness,
willpower.
no, willpower, then I would have lost my life, the beautiful life today, what I have. Because you have to fight with the odds, and that is the fight with love and unity. That is the fight in spirituality, not in any other way. And you have to be understand with the time go much more humble to accept the new
Absolutely.
generations, their thinking, their ideas. You have to involve with them
As
in
the
spite of their thoughts.
House of Justice tells us, there is no distinction between the old and the young in the Baha'i faith. The youth carry forward lot many activities, and the older people share their wisdom, their thoughts with them, and they work together. And also in the Baha'i community, we are in the culture of learning. We are always in the learning mode, and we try to have a new mindset. So For example, in your case, you have never got old. You look old, but you have never got old.
Hey,
And
I did not become one.
also, we become the agents of change. So, for example, in the highest institution of education now in Tripura, from nowhere now, you have Baha'is, Baha'i scholars, Baha'i teachers who are contributing to community building and societal transformation. So, I think that's very, very good news and a great effort that you made to come to Tripura and to give the message of the blessed beauty, Baha'u'llah, to the people here in Tripura. And you have been received so well, and the faith has been received so well. And hopefully, one day there'll be mightier institutions. You will not only Gulistan, you might have a local house of worship one day in Tripura.
So
Because
I have that great desire to see that from the up. That local, yeah, yes. One line I will tell you, Anil, that sometimes we really the beauty of our life by neglecting or overlooking the spiritual bounty which diffuse by the manifestation of God age to age. This is I understood. I also understood one thing: the spiritual life is a beautiful life, but it is not so easy life. With the present context, if you see, you need lot of sustainability. You need a lot of sacrifice. You need lot of acceptance. Then only you can keep this life. Because Baha'i is not a so-called religion of the people's thought, no. It is the way of life. As you walk through, there will be many obstacles, but you have to flow. If you stop your flow, you'll be dead. Who has given tremendous love and trust to me during the tenure of my 25 years of the auxiliary board member, and she worked as a counselor. She sometimes she treat me as a brother. Sometimes she treat me as a son. Sometimes she treated me as a friend. And nevertheless, I cannot forget to mention about Mr. Ramniglal Shah, who was a darling. I could see that in whose one line in those days in a letter is to penetrate so much to a friend that really, if he's a dead, he could alive. That kind of uh, soul I could see that Mr. Ramniglal Shah. Of course, my friend Gopal Das and Gautam Das. It is all unplanned. And above all, I just must, there is no words to thank you, Professor Saab, my good
No,
friend.
no. Thank you very much for giving us
You have
these
taken, no,
details
you have taken this.
of
It is
your
unplanned.
journey, these
It is
details of your
unplanned.
journey, which is intimately connected to the growth of the faith in Tripura. So thank you very much. I think some of
All
these will
blessings.
go down in history as your great contribution
I,
to
I,
the
I, I,
faith.
my history is only known to God. It is not known
Thank
to
you,
me even.
Devdas. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you very much.